Hey everybody, Morning Coffee with Cliff. As always, I'm so glad you're here. You are in the right place. And let's let a few more 1,000 people come online and let me know where you are in the world. I'm in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York. The St. Lawrence River. I'm actually on a private island. On the New York side of the St. Lawrence River, there's two sides. There's the Canadian side and there's the American side. I'm on the American side. Let me know where you are in the world. Fortune favors the bold, so get out there. Be a part of life right now. And the first thing you can do, which is going to be a good thing, is to jump in on the comments. Jump in the comments and type it in. Where are you? Let's connect. Subscribe to the channel. I'm always growing my channel as a community of progress, not a community of perfection, a community of progress. Hey, good morning. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're jumping in. I like going live in the vertical mode of YouTube because I know it shows up in the shorts feed and YouTube is pushing shorts. And so I get to connect with people who aren't already subscribed. So maybe my next quality person that's going to subscribe is going to be you. And that's a good thing. If self-improvement, personal growth, getting better every day in every way than we were yesterday resonates with you, then you're in the right place. Subscribe. Check out my long-form content, even if it's later on. But right now, smash subscribe, and let's get some more people on here. All right, everybody. We got a few more people jumping in and out of the shorts feed. Let's talk about it. Change our thinking, and we can change our lives. I've done it, but you know what? It's an ongoing process. Something we have to continue to do, not just once in a while, not just today. Oh, no, not just tomorrow. Continuously. Constant and never-ending improvement was going to be the results of those actions. Who made the coffee? Oh, I did. I'm reading from a book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. I think what I need to do is not pay attention to how many people are actually listening. Don't pay attention to the numbers. What's more important is getting it done, taking the appropriate actions, not contingent on the results, but just going forward, moving forward with an attitude of gratitude. Every morning, I write down on my dry erase board 10 things that I'm grateful for in my life. Isn't it great to be able to dictate to yourself how you're going to start your mornings? And you can start to habituate it. First, you do it with intention. You decide, hey, I'm going to start writing down every morning what I'm grateful for in my life. I'm going to be asking myself that question. What am I most grateful for in my life? And it's going to set you on the road to developing the habit of doing that every day. And then you're going to be sure of one thing. You're going to be winning your mornings. Because you can't hold two opposing thoughts in your mind at the same time. You can't be angry, frustrated, upset, and at the same time, grateful. Thinking about what you're grateful for. You can't hold two opposing thoughts. So if you're thinking every morning about what you're grateful for, you're starting your day with an attitude of gratitude. And I'm telling you, that's going to set you on the road to habituating those thoughts. Hi, how are you? Lily Marlowe, 9147. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for jumping in on the live. And who knows what's going to happen. I don't use a script. I don't have any notes when I do these morning coffee sessions here. I don't, and that's what I like about it. Because I like content that's real, not AI generated. And I can tell that it's not BS. And so that's why I like to do these lives without notes, without a teleprompter, without a script. Because then you can be pretty sure that it's me, my own thoughts that are coming through my head, through my heart, not my mouth. And every day in every way, I'm trying to get better than I was yesterday. And I'm still doing that at the age of 68. Those are the years that I have. But as far as energy, ambition, and intention, I'm only 29, everybody. And so if that resonates with you in any way, shape, or form, subscribe to the channel. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for checking in. I've been following a young lady, actually two young ladies, Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark on the WNBA. And recently, some of their antics together have just been so inspiring to me. Sophie Cunningham, you got to check her out. She has such spice. She has such energy. And you know what? That's what we should do. Have an attitude. Have some spice about you. Stir things up. Not in a negative way. It can be a positive way, but you know you have your own inner spice of life, and let people see it. Some aren't going to like it. Some are going to love it. It's all about not being lukewarm, right? Hey, thank you, everybody. Who do I got? At Kalo is strong. Hey, I got some great people jumping in here. I just have a feeling. Sometimes I have a good feeling about people. I have a good feeling about the people who are jumping in here today. Hope you're having a great day. I'm going to have a great day. You know why? Because I'm going to take control of it by my thoughts. Our thinking makes it so. What do we have total control over? Our thinking. It's an inside job. That's what I've been learning. I continue to learn by looking at the greats of past, of the present, and now with intention. I'm going to have a great day. I'm not going to give the power to anybody else to ruin my day. You can hear people say that shit all the time, right? Oh, they ruined my day. You know what you did? No one has that power unless you give it over to them. That would have to be voluntary. You'd have to give somebody else power over your thoughts, actions, and emotions. Not going to happen with you and I because we are on a higher frequency. We are a high-achieving human being. I'm glad you're here. You're in the right place. You're inspiring me, and I'm talking off the top of my head. And I'm letting it come to and through me. All the energy is there if we claim it. And you know what? I'm not going to tamper that down. Sometimes I do that. You know what, Cliff? Calm it down a little bit. You're talking too fast. Not today. Going to let it out just the way it comes out. Who else do we have here in the chat? Hey, you know what? I got a lot of great people jumping on here. Hey, I like that. USS Liberty. Iran. That's a long name, but you know what? Never forget the USS Liberty. Exactly. I have a good friend of mine who is always well-versed on politics and world events, what's happening not only abroad, but here in the United States. And he always talks about the USS Liberty and what happened, and he's always reminding me to keep it in mind, and you're doing the same. So I'm glad I was able to connect with you today. I'm Cliff Yates, everybody. I actually was I am a retired cop. I did 35 years working mainly patrol from upstate New York, very rural area out in the woods, and then I moved to Los Angeles and did 30 years with the LA County Sheriff's Department. At the same time, I was a stand-up comedian. I became known in Los Angeles as LA's comedy cop by day, comedian by night, and now I moved to Florida, but now I'm in my summer place here in the upstate area of the Thousand Island region, if you know where that is, the St. Lawrence River. That's where the Thousand Island dressing name came from, right from this area. Glad hey. Hi, you're kind. You know what? You're kind for saying so. All right, everybody, I'll tell you right now, we have that choice to be kind. I even had that choice when it was, you could be kind as a police officer to people. You have the opportunity. You had the kind of open door, right? You had that uniform, which allowed you to initiate contact with people in a kind way. And I took it as much as possible, the best way I could. Glad you're here. Thank you for your service. What? I'm going to put that on you. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you for saying that. You know what? And you know what? I try to do the same. I met a young man yesterday. Well, young man, he's probably in his 70s. He's in the gym. Sometimes I get off the island here and I go to the mainland to a gym. And I met Tom from New Smyrna Beach. And he served in the Air Force. And we got to talking. That's how I discovered that. And I made sure I said, you know what, Tom, thank you for your service. I never did tell him what I did. It didn't come up in the conversation. He was pretty intent on his workout, which I respected. But, hey, the guy was still pretty powerful for a man in his 70s. Pretty strong guy. But I met him, and I remember to say thank you for your service. Every time I meet somebody who was in the armed forces or a fellow police officer, first responder of any kind, thank you for your service. Nurse, doctor, thank you for your service. Sometimes, I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. But first, hey, I got to acknowledge the great people who have come on, who've had the balls to say certain things and to leave a comment. Hopefully, you are one of the good cops. I think I was, but I'm retired now. I'm moving on. I know I become a better person every day in every way than I was yesterday because that's what I focus on. And if you can probably tell, I didn't have a lot of negativity or anger in me for very long. If I have this attitude of gratitude today, there's no way, If you harbor anger and resentment, or you're bitter and you're sour over things that have happened or you've gone through, then you're not going to have that, your constance today going forward. You can tell I have joy that I want to put out there in the world. And so thank you for the comment. I want to thank everybody who's interacting with me this morning. I appreciate you. All right, Susan Starkey, Y2C. My neighbor served in the Navy. He's nice, and my dad works for him, and sometimes we go over there to work too. Awesome. Thanks for connecting with me today. I appreciate you. Hope you've subscribed to the channel. All right. I'm all about a community of progress, not of perfection, of progress. I mean, that's the way to really enjoy life and feel fulfilled. If you're making progress towards a worthy goal, you're doing the right thing. You know, right now, my mom is outside. She's on a treadmill, 91 years young. She started walking on the treadmill when she was 70, and now she's obsessed. She's hooked on it. She drove up here from Rochester, New York to the island. It's a 3-hour drive, 91. She insists on driving, and I can't stop her, and that's what you got to do. All right, who else we got here? At Lily Marlowe, 9147. Love the flags. Hey, I love your positivity. I welcome it. I connect with it. I love it. Susan Starkey, you subscribed, and hey, my day is fulfilled. I've made some progress. I got a new subscriber every day in every way, getting better in every, oh my goodness, it gets exciting. What was I going to be talking about? I forgot. I had something in mind that I've been focusing on. Fort Lauderdale, let's hook up for some coffee, Fort Lauderdale. I'm on the East Coast also. I'm in Melbourne Beach, just a couple hours north of you, near Cocoa Beach, Indian Harbor Beach in that area. And so I like Fort Lauderdale. I have a stepson down there. He's on the yachts. He's a deckhand. Hey, that's where most of the yachting industry is, down there in Fort Lauderdale. Even more than Miami. That's where all the deckhands really start their careers. And man, you got a lot of boating and yachting there in Fort Lauderdale, although it's a little bit crowded for me there. I like being a little bit farther north, but Fort Lauderdale, always great. Every day in every way, we're getting better and better. Great to connect with you guys and gals, wherever you are in the world. And it's amazing that I'm able to turn on a camera today. Never been a better time to be alive. You can turn on your camera, your phone, whatever. In real time, you can connect with people from all over the world. Last week, I connected with people from India, Korea, Italy, Germany, but more importantly, Texas, Florida, and South Louisiana. I don't know where you are in the world, but I know Fort Lauderdale's here in the house. Glad you're here every day in every way. I'm all about a community of progress, and that's what it's all about. And I'm glad you're here. I never know what's going to happen. As you can tell, I'm not operating from a script, a teleprompter, or anything like that. I'm just speaking from my heart. And you know what? Positive vibrations. That's right, my friend. Hey, we got a new person coming on here. Danny. Oh, Daniel Medin. Positive vibrations. Hey, I like your profile picture, my friend. Thanks for connecting. Glad you're here every day in every way. Getting better than we were yesterday. That's what it's all about. That's the kind of stuff I study. You know, I'll tell you why I got into it. Because I was in a negative place over 35 years ago. Yeah, that's right. Negative mindset, angry, frustrated. But it helped me get leverage on myself to make the changes I need to make. And that's when I discovered, by going to a seminar by Jim Rohn. When I changed, things started to change for me in a positive way. In every way, all aspects of my life. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And so that's how I got obsessed with getting better, constant and never-ending improvement. I've gone to 2 Tony Robbins seminars, and wow, when you go, if you haven't already, and sometimes he puts them online so you can actually do a virtual seminar. Although I suggest you go in real life, go in person, walk the hot coals yourself. You won't regret it. You're going to get around like-minded people. And they're going to have a positive effect on you, a positive impact on you. And you know what? There's no greater joy that I have found than having a positive impact on somebody else. You can't help somebody else. You can't support somebody else. You can't encourage anybody else without doing the same for yourself. It's kind of a selfish endeavor. It's really by serving others, you serve yourself. Thank you, everybody. All right, Fort Lauderdale in the house, all over the world. Glad you're here this morning. You're in the right place, believe me. I like going live in the vertical format of YouTube because YouTube shows it in the shorts feed, in the live feed. And I know people stumble across going through shorts and they stumble across this crazy bastard by accident. But a lot of people say, wait a minute, I think I like the content. I'm going to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to check it out later. This guy has a couple podcasts. I maybe want to learn what he's learned and what he shares with other people. That's what it's all about. So you know what? I appreciate everybody who's jumped on board here. Let's let a few more thousand people jump on board. I see we got 3 people online. That's all right. One person at a time. Perseverance. You know what? Perseverance trumps talent every single time. There are people more talented. They could be greater actors than current actors who are performing. But you know what they don't have? Perseverance. The willingness to keep going, to never stop, to never quit. There was a famous speech by Winston Churchill. Some people were pissed about it. He was asked to speak at a college, and he got to the podium, took his glasses off, and he said repeatedly, "Never quit, never quit, never quit." And then he put on his glasses and he walked off the stage. And the shortest speech in history, but probably it got to the point, and he said it best: never, never quit. That doesn't mean we don't adjust to where we are, our circumstances. You know what? We have a destination in mind. If you don't, pick one. Have the hope, have the vision for future achievement. It's going to drive you and pull you forward, and you're not going to have to think about it. You're just going to keep moving. Making progress towards a worthy goal and or ambition is really going to fulfill you. It's going to create happiness and joy in your life. And we do that by our thinking. Our thinking makes it so. We are what we think about. Our outside circumstances are a direct result of our inside thinking. But we can always change those thinking thoughts. We can change how we're thinking at the blink of an eye because we have neuroplasticity. Our mindset is not set in stone. We can change it no matter what people say. Now, we do have to change our paradigm, our habitual habits that form how we think every day and how we process information. It is set, but then we can always change that. But our current paradigm, our current multitude of habits will fight us because it is only interested in keeping us alive. It's not interested in keeping us happy or joyful, no, or making progress. It's interested in keeping us alive. That's the whole function. But you know what? There are no more dinosaurs outside the cave that are going to kill us. So sometimes we have to override our habits that we formed many, many years ago through our circumstances and the people that surrounded us when we were born for the first 7 years of our life. That established really our paradigm. But now that we are of a higher learning, a higher frequency, a higher vibration, we can change that paradigm. You have the power. It's all within you. You have it. And I want to encourage you today. That's my whole mission right now, this moment, this minute, to encourage you. And hey, I get a lot of satisfaction out of that. Thanks, everybody, for chiming in. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. You know, I've been watching these WNBA gals, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. You know what? They're full of energy and excitement, and they're having people now watch the WNBA because of the Spitfire attitudes that they have. And let me tell you something. You know what? We can have that attitude. It's good to have an attitude. Let your spice go out. Put it out there in the world. You know what? Some people aren't going to like it. Some people are going to hate it, but others are going to love it. They're going to connect with you because they're going to be on a similar vibration. Be who you are. You're a little bit different than everybody else. You know, we're all human beings, you know, right? We're souls we are spiritual beings having a human experience, but you know what? We're all a little bit individual. You are specific as to who you are. Let that out. Let that light shine. And let me tell you, I know from experience, some people are going to hate it, but some people are going to love it. And those are going to be our people. You're going to have your people. You know who they are. And if you don't, you're going to find them. All you got to do is look for them. You're getting me excited right now just talking about this stuff. Hey, all right. Thanks for subscribing. All right. We got a lot of great people jumping in here on the chat. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, everybody. I'm all about making progress towards a worthy goal and or ambition. No greater joy than to have a positive impact on another person. Hey, always it's about expanding and expressing more of who we are to other people. That's what my channel is about. If that resonates with you in any way, shape, or form, damn it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't seen already. This is not AI generated. There's no green screen, baby. I got no notes here. I don't have any green screen or teleprompter. It's me. Good shit, man. I like it. You know what? Maybe once in a while, we can throw in some colorful language. Yeah. Johnny. Vacant? I don't know, but hey, you know what? I'm glad I connected with you. Good shit, man. I like it. That's some good shit. Have a little spice, man. Let your spice come out there. Be who you are. Maybe have a little edge to you today. That doesn't have to be a negative thing. Yeah, it's going to rub people the wrong way. Some people, not everybody. You're going to find out who your tribe is, right? You're going to connect with people a similar vibe. They're going to say, you know what? I like something about you that I like. I connect with you in a certain way. I don't even know what it is. But hey, I like you. You know why? Because you're going to be true to who you are. And sometimes that might be a little bit abrasive to some other people. But you know what? That's a good sign. That means your vibration is different than theirs is. Maybe you're on a positive vibration and they're on a negative. You know what that happens then? You oppose. You can tell you don't want to be around them people. You want to repel them. All right, everybody. I look at you. Wow. I'm not going to repeat it. But I'll tell you what. I like a good, positive, encouraging word. Not that I need it or I do it for clicks and licks. I don't do it for that reason. Although, hey, thank you. I had a thought and I had forgot it. It's about complimenting other people. And I did that yesterday when I was out at the gym, when I was in the grocery store. And this is the thought that I actually read about. It wasn't my originating thought. This is it. Go out of your way to compliment people, but authentically. In other words, look for something real that you can compliment them on. Maybe something they wear, maybe their hat, their clothes, whatever that is. Because our first thought is, that's going to be awkward, and they're not going to care. You know what? It's not awkward, and people do care. Give somebody an encouraging word. Compliment people all the time. Go out of your way to compliment them because we start to think initially it's going to be awkward and they're not going to care. People care. It's not awkward. You know what? I like your hat. Dolphin earrings. That's interesting. Do you like dolphins? Is that your symbol? Find something that's authentic about them you can compliment. I don't care who. You know what's fun about it? You can practice this every day no matter where you go in the world. Damn it, it's fun. But just remember, don't have that contingent on how they respond to you. Here's a fun fact. We never know what somebody else is going through. We never know what's been happening in their life. So they might be involved in some kind of tragedy. They might be just trying to get through the day. And so they give you a scowl. They don't respond back to you because you know what? Maybe wherever they are in their life, hey, they don't want to engage. They're not interested right now. They don't want to talk, and we got to respect that. But you know what? Other people will. Other people maybe need us that day. They need the smile that we're giving out for free. Doesn't cost us anything, but it means a lot to them. Isn't that a fun way to live? If that resonates with you in any way, shape, or form, damn it, subscribe to the channel. I'm glad you're here, everybody. It's the Cliff Yates Show live. My mom's out there on the treadmill. She's going to walk 2 miles today. What's so weird about that? She's 91 years young. I don't care how old you are. Age is a number, damn it. And I don't care how limited you are in your movement or your attitude. You can change it to the next possible way. And that may mean just walking to the next mailbox next door. Just you. You make progress in some way, shape, or form. And you're going to feel good about it because we have the choice of our thoughts. We are what we think about all day long. The Earl... Who said it first? We are what we think about all day long. Really, it's it's really in the book by James Allen, As a Man Thinketh, which I think he wrote in the early 1900s. Earl Nightingale said in his recording of The Strangest Secret, we are what we think about all day long. Choose your thoughts, and you're going to change your life. All right, everybody, I appreciate every comment today was positive because I expected it to be. And you know what? Sometimes we get what we expect. All right, everybody. Greetings from the Bay Area in California. You're back, TLXX575. I told you, right? I loved San Francisco 30 years ago. I loved my visits to the Union Square area. I loved staying at the Hilton on O'Farrell Street, right down near Union Square. I liked going to the Orpheum Theater, but it's right there in the Tenderloin District, which is not too safe. But hey, the Bay Area, some beautiful areas of Marin County, California. So many wonderful, beautiful places still in California. But I am happy I'm gone now, and I live in Florida. Thank you for chiming in there, the Bay Area of California. All over the world today, we are broadcasting live. Never been a greater time to be alive. All right, Morning Coffee with Cliff. My coffee's almost done. I'm glad you connected with me today. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I was going to read a little bit from a book, but I'm not going to read anything. I read this book over and over. Again, by Dr. Joseph Murphy, The Power of Our Subconscious Mind. Because I have placed things in my subconscious mind, and they later were manifested into their physical reality. So implanting positive images and things and feelings in our subconscious mind is really going to have a big effect on our life. Something that has proven to me. I love my home. I even love the Tenderloin. All right. It's funny, I first heard of the Tenderloin District by Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, that's who Tony Robbins first worked for. And I remember Jim Rohn talking about the Tenderloin District in San Francisco. And I didn't even know what he was talking about or where that was. And then my wife and I, 35, 40 years ago, we went to the Orpheum Theater, and they were actually rolling out the first renditions of the show Mamma Mia. That's still going strong today. And then I realized what area I was in because I heard somebody say it was the Tenderloin District. And I said, shit, here's the Tenderloin District. I'm walking the streets. And people were after us. The homeless were very aggressive back then. They would grab you and chase you and yell at you. And it was quite an experience. But you know what? I never forget it. I never forget it. I'm thinking of a specific night that we were walking back from the Tenderloin District of the Orpheum Theater. I think it's still there in San Francisco. Let me know in the chat. From New York. How you doing from New York? I'm in upstate New York. I'm in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York. You know, are you from the city? I actually have a timeshare in Manhattan. Yeah, at the old Hilton there at 6th Avenue and 53rd Street, and I love it. Every Christmas season, I go there for at least 5 nights. I love New York City and Christmas time. If you haven't done it, you've got to do it. There is no place on earth that really showcases Christmas like Manhattan during Christmas. Oh, I'm thinking about my memories going there past 35 years, going to New York City, going to Broadway shows during Christmas. Thank you, New York, for chiming in. Let me know in the chat. Got to think it to live it. Got to think it to live it. I'm going to put that on the screen, everybody. You got to think it to live it. That's right. Nothing was either experienced or created without first being a thought in somebody's mind. This microphone, my cup of coffee. Look at this cup. First, it was a thought in somebody's mind to create this. Everything, if you look around you, was a thought to begin with. Isn't that fantastic? Absolutely it is. I'm going to do 30 minutes today. Got a couple more minutes, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for connecting with me today. I have an attitude of gratitude. Believe me, I do. And you can do the same thing because you have the choice of thoughts. As a man, as a woman, as a person, as a human being, as we think in our heart, so are we. Why does it say, as we think in our hearts, so are we? Because it's not just thoughts in our head. It's thoughts with great emotion. It's thoughts with feelings that get implanted in our subconscious mind that manifest themselves into physical reality. So marry your positive thoughts with great feelings of love, gratitude, affection, energy, enthusiasm, positivity. Marry them and implant them. Keep them as dominating thoughts in your mind. You have the power within you because you can choose your thoughts and the meaning that you give to everything that happens to you. Damn it, it's not bullshit. It's reality. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you this morning. You know what? Such great energy this morning. I feel the energy. You know what? Thinking. You know how it is. Thinking eliminates geography. It doesn't matter. Someone could be halfway around the world and you could be on the same wavelength, the same frequency as they are. You know how it is. You were thinking about somebody and all of a sudden they called you on the phone. Oh, what a coincidence. Negative. It has all to do with the power of your thoughts. What if you have too many thoughts? Exactly. That happens to me, my friend. I know what you're talking about. Sometimes at night, too many thoughts are coming at me all over the place. That's why when I go to sleep at night, some people say you shouldn't do it, but I actually put on a podcast, a very long one. Sometimes it's Joe Rogan and he has an interesting guest on. Sometimes just the cadence of the voices. It refocuses me on what I'm listening to, and then I fall asleep. It's kind of like a self-hypnosis. But I like to make sure it's not anything that I'm listening to that's chaos, because it's going to put thoughts in my mind before we go to sleep. Kind of a self-hypnosis in a negative way, fashion, or form. I don't want that, everybody. No. I want it to be a positive thought. All right, everybody. Thanks for connecting with me this morning. We are done with this morning coffee session with Cliff. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.